Anybody got any sense of agenda, things that we need to cover off today?
I just wanted to say I didn't get any survey feedback yet, so I haven't been able to make any changes.
You haven't. Well, yes, certainly not from me. This is true. So let's.
But I understand it's been the holidays, so probably everybody's been busy.
Could someone direct me how I find the website that's on, or that I don't know how to access it. I don't know where it is.
Good question. Let's throw that one out.
Do you have a Google Drive?
Sorry?
Google Drive or Google Email. Do you have a Google account?
Right. I think I might have a Google account that I've not used for many, many years.
Okay, log into your Google email. See if you can get into that, and if you can, I'll tell you the rest of it.
Okay. I'm a bit of a dinosaur when it comes to those types of things.
Let me see.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Steve. I think that's it there. Yeah, it's a Word. You've got it as a Word doc, haven't you, Lisa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a hard format for you to get into, or
No, it's just I've got it sitting there. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay. I understand. It's been a holiday. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving.
So worldwide, Thanksgiving tends to be not a thing.
Oh, wait, you're in Australia.
Yeah.
I've heard of Thanksgiving. I've heard it.
You don't have harvest in Australia? A harvest holiday?
Well, harvest.
You're not harvesting right now, but like in your season.
Yeah.
So yeah, harvest will tend in Australia will tend to be kind of March.
Okay.
Oh, we're September.
And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're aware of Thanksgiving as a concept, and some people may even understand what it's about. But yeah, it's not a holiday in the same way that it is for the US.
I mean, it's mostly just eating food.
We understand eating food. Yeah.
There's pies.
Yeah.
If you're not a vegetarian, I'm a pescatarian, so we don't have a turkey, but you might have a turkey.
Yeah. Well, look, let's get going. I just was a call out for agenda items for today. So Lisa wants just feedback on the survey. Steve, Laird, did you have anything you particularly want to throw out or discuss this afternoon?
Oh, I guess I would like to know if some of the other things besides the contact map are interesting, and that also, I mean, Lisa's also getting at that question, so it's sort of an allied question.
Good.
Okay. Well, look, let's
some of them may be lower hanging, cheaper things to do, quicker things to do that we could, sort of build some momentum with and lead up to that contact map stuff. So.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, let's just jump into the survey. So I'll just share it so folk can see. Jack, I'll get you the link to it as well. So
thanks.
So you can have a look at home. It's a fairly good sized document. Lisa, do you want to run us through it? Anything?
Okay. Yeah. So the first part is the preamble, right? It's what your respondents see when they first open it up. And usually this would be the part where we explain what the purposes of the survey is, how the data is going to be used, stuff like that, so respondents can decide if they want to take the survey or not. And then if they're good with it, then we proceed to the rest of it. Let's see, the first part. Also, I should say that these parts can be reordered. Some people like to start with demographics, like, how old are you and stuff like that.
Mm.
A lot of surveyors will put that on the end, though, which is where I have it. But this is like these are the important things we need to know about. And these questions are asking them to rate on a scale of how interested they are and how much they would expect to use these various functions that you would either want on your list, or maybe like if you read that, Steve and Laird and everybody, and you think, oh no, we would never do that anyway because we just can't pull that off, then we can strike it out of here, because there's no point in asking about something that we can't do.
Yeah, I was just thinking I should go through and compare my list to your thing and just see what I missed and what I have that you might have missed. So
Yeah. So the ones I
I'll
have,
do that.
yeah, that would be very helpful. The ones I have start with message boards, and this is like how that whole question would look, or else I might have just a sort of a bank of, if you've ever seen questions that are asked sort of with a bank of similar questions and they're all on the same axis, and you can just hit the bubble. That makes it a lot easier for people to answer. So the ones I have are message boards. They would answer these two questions about, and then chat and private messaging, same two questions. Email hosting, same two questions.
Sorry, I'm just going to pause you there. Jack, you've got your hand up. I just wanted to see if it was something relevant to what we're looking at right now. And you're on mute, mate.
Oops, sorry. I
It's all right.
just wanted to ask a question. I mean, I'm sorry if this is dead obvious to everybody else, and it's no obvious to me. But see, when you've got the first set of questions about whether or not you're interested in this kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
there seems to be there's 5 questions asked. What
Those are bullet. They're this is confusing.
Oh,
These
no,
are
I
the
understand.
options you're checking off.
Yeah.
Either you're completely disinterested in this function, like please don't make this. You're somewhat disinterested in it. You're neutral. You or else you're interested, or else you're extremely interested.
So I think what I'm asking is, what would the difference be if you were to just write on a scale of 1 to 5, how interested are you?
Yeah, I mean, usually these go across the top. When I program this, it will not look like this. It will be the options. You'll have like numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they'll have anchors, which are the technical term for what each of those numbers mean. We could just do 2 anchors, extremely interested and not interested. If you don't say what number 3 is, often people don't know. So they want to know if it's like a neutral or if it is an I don't care or what it means.
So is there value in knowing specifically like that, which one of those they would actually scale on?
Say again? Yeah, you're just ranking them on a scale of if you would be interested in this and how much you think you would use it.
Right. So you couldn't do just a 1 to 5?
You could.
On a scale of 1 to 5.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to spell them all out, or you could spell them all out once.
Yeah, at the top.
At the top, and then just have
and then just have a. If you think of having a chart where at the top it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each row going down is one of these things. So like a message board, a private chat, then that makes it easier for people to go through and say how interested they are, and then you can have another bank for how much they think they're going to use it, because those are often those can do 2 different things. Like if you're highly interested in something but you probably only use it once a year, like that's a thing to think about in when you plan to build something.
Yeah.
If it's worth it to do it or not. So all that can be calculated if you ask questions and get answers.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay.
So then you've got the chat messaging, private
Chat,
messaging, email hosting,
hosting. I think
and
those
they would have the
first
same
three
questions.
things- I think those first three things, I'm not sure about chat, but I know the other two things, message boards and email hosting, Michael David's newearth.org did. So those were sort of like early features of Swedenborg and social media from the past. Then we have interest matching, which I think we've talked about, of like matching people up to what their focus with Swedenborg is. I think the descriptions of these are important. So like I'd encourage you to go through them on your own time and mark them up and say, no, I wouldn't ever build that. Timeline / news sharing, that would be sort of like what we have on a Facebook or a Twitter, where people can make little posts and their friends and stuff can see them. I had a conversation with my mother, and I was trying to sell her on it, and she was like, why would I need this? I already have Facebook. And I say, because you have Facebook that has algorithms and feeds you ads and, you know, doesn't let you actually see things from your friends. Like, this would be potentially an uninterfered with kind of thing, how social media used to be in the very old days when it was first invented. So I think you could sell a lot of people on that, because she was very interested. Anyway, or maybe you think that's too much. Location sharing and notification meetup. We've definitely talked about that. If that's something you can build, then that should be in the list. Safe online spaces for teens and children. I made that up, but I think it's something that I hear. My sister has children. I don't have them. And I hear her often be concerned that there isn't a way to give children a community environment online that is safe and made up of people we know and stuff like that. So it's something I put on there because I feel like a lot of people will write it in.
Yeah.
How
do you raise your hand in here?
Oh, go,
Hand
Steve.
raised. Yeah. Have to find the right icon. Just sort of piggyback on what that one, Lisa. I've talked to people about both the high school and the college in Bernathen have parents are more reluctant to send their kids down to the high school, and especially if you were in Scotland, you're probably not going to send a kid to high school in Pennsylvania. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of creating this for teens, I think this could be really useful. I think it could be useful for college students as well. And they could, David, Paul Manning sent me a link to his site the other day.
Okay.
And so he's put all of the Australian New Church College courses online, and they're free. If you want a certification or a tutor, you pay. But if you just want to self-study, it's free. But that whole idea of online space for classes, I think, fits pretty well with other kinds of interaction. I don't know, but I feel like that's coming, and whatever we do should help it, and maybe directly or indirectly be linked to it or support it.
I'll also just throw in that the Australian government, as of yesterday, has just enacted a Facebook or a social media ban for under 16s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it may only be relevant in places. I think that's going to be a hard one to pass in America. But I could be wrong.
Well, but and I mean the reasons for it are worth taking into consideration. You know, if you a safe online space has to be moderated, policed.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
and run in a way that doesn't make it all about comparing a lot. I don't know. Like I totally get what you're talking about, that there are lots of issues. But also I understand that my niece and nephew are, by any definition that I can really see, would be in like terminally online. Like they just are always looking at one of these things. So I'm definitely of the opinion that there could be lots of kids for whom figuring out how to do this correctly would be a major good innovation. Like if you ever want to bring the world something awesome that our church was known for, this would be one thing that has that potential.
So way back in the day, we used to have religion lessons mailed out to us because you know we weren't anywhere near a new church society. But you know, you could, I don't know, and we have all the Vineyard resources from the general church. It's like 6,000 pictures and songs and you know, talks and all kinds of stuff. I'm sure, I know Jack's got some resources because we've talked about getting them integrated, and I'm sure there are some in Australia that are unique there too. So there's no lack of content for kids, and there's certainly an interest in teaching kids. So you know, that, I don't know.
Yeah, this having a component like this might help you get some grant money from the general church, because they do consider that one of their specialties, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so then moving on.
Okay, Swedenborgian photo, video, document, and or content hosting. This would be somewhere you could put your sermons and your podcasts and your things that would, this would be basically if you're tired of getting hammered in the YouTube algorithms and you feel like your channel isn't getting shown to anybody, like if you had it in a centralized place, people who wanted to see all that content could go find it, right? So that could be, and also it might allow us to do some historical preservation of our own stuff on our own site. Like if we have videos of graduations and other kinds of events, ordinations, I don't know. I know some of the churches have their own filming of that. But yeah, that could be a thing people want to do. And then 3D Swedenborgian social environment. I feel like that's the most experimental one, but my brother did show me those VR chats, and I thought that's potentially awesome to be able to recreate a building and be able to virtually walk around in it. But I feel like I don't know how much anyone is raring for that. I mean, another thing you could maybe put on here would be like Swedenborgian games or Swedenborgian gaming. I don't know if we have that many people who do that. But I know a fair amount of young men like my brother are into it. So, yeah. So, and then these are some things to try to figure out, like, this question is about figuring out, like, what are your higher priorities? Like, if you could only build one of these at first, which would it be? I see I spelled something incorrectly, so that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Let's fix that. There you go.
Thank you. I am dyslexic, so that's too bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is a question we use to try to get at it when we may or may not have any young people taking a survey. is to ask older people thinking about somebody who's a young person in your life, what's your best guess of like what would appeal to them? Like if I know my brother uses video games all the time, I might guess the video game thing.
Yeah.
When we analyze this, we have to take it with a grain of salt. But a big thing is we want to make sure that anything that gets built is going to benefit the younger people. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Who wants to? Steve.
I think it'd be kind of interesting to flip it around too and say to, you know, what do you think your parents might be interested in using?
Oh.
You know, like I can't see my dad using any of it, but if I thought about it, maybe he would. You know, maybe there'd be a couple of things that he could learn how to do that would really bring him a lot of joy and satisfaction in his declining years. You know, I don't know.
Agree. I had a friend who unfortunately passed away. Her name was Elsa Murphy, and her friends called her Deve, and she would always run like little tutoring sessions for the technologically timid, which was code for older people. So another way to do this is to try to require a demographic question and make people actually tell us how old they are, so that we can figure out these responses by their actual age. But that's something to think about, because not everybody wants to tell us their age. But yeah, this is one thing. Unmet needs is a hugely important thing. And one thing about this is that Swedenborgians love to write long paragraphs. They have many thoughts. So if you give them an open end, you may get lots and lots and lots of interesting ideas that you never thought of. And that's actually kind of great. The only thing not great about it is it can take a long time to analyze, but now we have so many AI friends.
Yeah, AI can do that job. Yeah.
We might be able to outsource that little job.
Then you got a section on funding.
Yeah, so we need to know, are these things people would pay for? If it seems like nobody would, maybe I realize I should have a neither of these. Like I wouldn't pay for either of these things option on here. But yeah, it's just so they can check off if they would pay for these, because you might want to know, oh, we really want to build this, but it doesn't look like anyone would subscribe to it. So that would be a good thing to know in advance.
And some more funding questions in your demographics.
Yeah, and demographics.
That's the end of that. Yep. Okay.
So
I'm just gonna jump in. So I'm gonna go back to the list of things. Let's do this list of things, okay? Because you've got all of your ideas here. Steve, is there anything that you've thought of that is not on that list in terms of
let me check.
Capabilities?
Yes, I mean there are. Let me
can
see
I
if
modify this? This is on my Google Drive. I'll modify this at the moment if that's all right.
Yeah. Let me.
Yeah, I didn't put dating on there specifically, but you could spell that one out if you wanted.
Let me just grab that. I'll just throw something down the bottom here. So,
David, I'm gonna paste this into the chat so you can have it.
Oh,
and then let's see. I got to get to my chat. Let's do this. There we go. That's a bit better. No, where is the chat?
Bottom right-hand corner, you've got 5 buttons.
Yep.
In the middle of those 5 buttons.
Right. Fair amount of stuff coming there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
This is not. This is just an excerpt from the document we had prepared, and we probably edited this slightly since you saw it. So what's on here that's not in Lisa's stuff.
Let's just pull that up now.
Yeah, we could have a question about like specific little functionality.
Yeah, I don't even know if you want to do this in real time or if you want me to do it offline. And
I'd be fine
Like-
if you want to take a bash at it and email me and let me know what you came up with, kind of thing. Yeah, definitely. Like, I think I structured mine more of like, I'm asking them if they want a Facebook or a TikTok kind of thing. And
yeah, and
these
I'm
are more granular. These are sort of like,
thinking more like, not that those are, I'm not saying those are the wrong things to do. I'm saying there might be some simple engagement things. And also I'd like to make tools sort of, rather than like a universal portal. It'd be nice to make things with APIs so that people can use tools on their own sites that kind of use this data in the background. But so I'd probably want to tweak your preamble a little bit.
okay.
But there, do you know what I mean? Are you there?
Yeah.
I am here. I don't know exactly what you mean now.
Okay. If you don't know, then we're in trouble. Yeah.
So this is what I think you're saying, Steve. So you might create something that we might call a widget that I could use in the New Church in Australia website,
Right.
and would give me access to this universal tool or
Right. So you wouldn't
universal
necessarily
thing.
have everybody going to the same front end, but it could use widgets or something like that to affect the kinds of interaction engagement that we want to use. And webmasters could kind of pick and choose what they wanted to use, I think.
Sorry, Steve. Sorry that. So I mean, we're here essentially for a worldwide contacts page. That seems like a really interesting thing to do in that context.
Yes.
To have that as a widget, which could be available potentially on any Swedenborgian website.
Right.
And you know, so social media creators would want something that they can refer people to.
Right.
Because that's in my head is a social media network.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can mop up, I suppose, some of these content viewers,
right,
and direct them to this thing. So, if they've got a number of different portals they could get to it through, I think that would be very useful.
And you might say you're an Australian webmaster. You may not need to show, contacts in outer Slobovia. It's just so there may be some filters that you would set for your, depending on what you're trying to do, maybe some filters that you'd set for what you were going to show, what you're going to offer. I don't know.
I personally tend to think unfiltered, especially just because we're a global village,
right?
That there will be people coming to the New Church in Australia website who live nowhere near Australia,
right.
And they'll be wanting to contact people in their own area. That's the vision. But maybe someone would want to filter stuff.
Yeah. Another thing I didn't think, but I realized, I don't think is on this list, but I realized belatedly after I turned this in, would be sort of a Swedenborgian business community. Like if you wanted to have a Swedenborgian marketplace where people could ask for, hey, does anybody have that? I see this request a few times a year. Does anybody have that brass thing with the candlesticks? The plaque that hung in every Bernathen house for a while? I don't know. Yeah, you could have that Swedenborgian business and marketplace so we could support each other economically, because yay.
Mhm.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Certainly, I mean, books are a thing that people do. There was at one point an artists, long time ago, an artists network, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, I think there's still a Facebook group page of it, and we tried to get a page together on our site, and we haven't done it or haven't got anywhere close to finish it yet, because it's quite a lot of compiling directories is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jack.
I'm sensing that a lot of the things that we are finding like sticking points and difficulties are things that are probably going to be quite easy in the not too distant future when AI starts to become obvious in its use. Because one of the things I'm thinking of is vetting a young person's site. I think AI could probably do a good job of that at some point. So I'm thinking that although a lot of these things that we're discussing now might be too difficult to do it at the moment, I think we should keep it on the shelf just in case it comes along. There comes a time when it's going to be quite easy, because a lot of the administrative tasks and stuff, AI is going to. The old saying used to be, "There's an app for that." There's going to be a saying that there's an AI for that.
Yeah.
I
in
think
the future.
so.
Yeah, we just a week or two ago. So we've been trying to get chapter summaries written for all the chapters in the Word, and with a little bit about the literal sense, summary of the literal sense, and a summary of the internal sense. And we've been begging different ministers to write them and that kind of thing. And I don't know, the other day I thought, well, why haven't I asked the chatbot if it could do that? So, chatbot, could you give me a summary of the literal sense and the paragraph about the internal sense for all the chapters in 2 Samuel? Okay. And it's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And it saved me probably 98% of the time needed to do it. So yeah, you're right. There's a lot that even if we can't do right now, we might be able to do a year from now. So but,
okay, I want to move on. Is there anything else we need to cover on the survey? I think we probably need to commit to get back to Lisa to say, go ahead.
I want the preamble to say this. It's your project.
Lisa, do you have an audience, like a set of survey takers in mind? I think I have to say that's my biggest skepticism point.
Yeah, getting them
is that you're going to have selection bias. You might know what Swedenborgians think, but you won't know what anybody else thinks, and that's a challenge. But
do you want people who are not currently Swedenborgians to be surveyed as well?
No,
or do you just want Swedenborgians?
I don't know how to resolve that problem, honestly.
Okay.
Maybe by asking the different webmasters what they've used that they think works, but
yes, certainly I have plans to, since I live in Bernathen, I can go talk to people who have directories and things. We can, and it may take a little bit. Fortunately we have email now, but also there may be, if we have to do like a mail out a card to people, there may be a little bit of mailing costs. But there's so many social media ways also to reach people that I have high hopes that I would at least be able to do some of it on email.
Yeah, we've got 170 members on the Swedenborg social media network.
Right.
And so I would hope we could use that and push
Yeah.
this out to people and say,
Yeah.
look, publicize this survey, get it out there, and let's see what comes back.
Yeah, what I would love to do would be to make sure, as far as sampling, to make sure if this is going to be a worldwide thing, can we get a response from all parts of the world, at least the parts we think we're going to start with? So to my mind, that would be General Church, Convention, Lord's New Church, Conference, and Australia, and Church of Australia, right? And, you know, are there more?
There's some independence, yeah.
Yeah. And like, are we going to be able to sample someone who is independent and doesn't realize yet that they're going to be a Swedenborgian? Probably not. But
so one of the things I'd say, Lisa, is let's add something on the end, on maybe the end or the beginning, I don't know, of this. Where did you hear about this survey?
okay.
Let's see where they've come from. And now in terms of advancing this, let's say something like, we've got until Christmas to get back to Lisa with any feedback. After Christmas, Lisa builds it.
I'm going to program this into a Google form, and we're going to get ready to launch it.
And then into the new year, at some point, we will put it out to whoever it goes out to. So I would say the social media network for me is that this is one place. But then if we've got, you know, personal contacts, I can email it to the ministers in Australia. You know, let's get it out as widely as we possibly can, and
we
see
could
what we
encourage
get
a
back.
snowball sample, which is when you get one person to take it and you ask them to email 5 of their friends who might want to take it. Sometimes it works.
Yep. So all of those things. But so get back to Lisa by Christmas if you've got any thoughts. Deadlines, I think, do the job for me. So
yeah,
That's true.
Thanks, guys.
Christmas, man. Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably be willing to accept things up to New Year's. I mean, unless you guys want to launch it on January 1st.
Yeah,
well then, yeah, I mean,
I
recognize you've got to have the time to build it, Lisa. So that's as long as that takes, and that's fine. So yeah, and what? Yeah, you let us know when it's ready.
Okay.
David, are there things you would like? Just, you know, with the hats that you wear, you've seen lots of engagement. You talk to lots of people. Are there things that ought to be on here that we're missing, or do you want till Christmas to add them?
Look, the thing in my head is the worldwide contacts page. That if there's one, map, that's what I want. Basically, I want that to be able to go out to the Swedenborg social media network with stuff like what was that website that Michael ran?
Newearth.org.
New Earth thing, which I joined, and you know there was a little bit of action, and that we've tried some of those things, and they kind of it's like I don't know that we've got the critical mass yet for those to succeed particularly, but yeah, the worldwide contacts page, because I think for me that's where it starts to begin. That's where it begins. That's the foundation of it all to me.
Another thing we could do would be to, if you want to do more research, and maybe you could ask your AIs about this, would be to ask if AI has any existing data on social media trends, like which generations are using which ones more. So you can sort of, you know, pull from existing data and see if there's anything we've missed about, you know, oh, Gen Alpha is really into Roblox, or what's that about? You know, like, so that we can know about anyone, because we're not the only people studying this, right? Everybody wants to know about social media use and try to predict what social media the upcoming kids will be drawn to. So there may already be some accessible data on that.
Yep. All right. Now, so that's good to be getting moving on that. Ultimately, we've got to publicize the project when it's up and built, but that's a way down the track. So look, for the moment, I'm just aware it's coming up to 8 o'clock and I've got to disappear fairly quickly. We've got our Christmas deadline to get to Lisa about this survey. Beyond that, Lisa, it's in your hands to build the thing and let us know when it's done.
To that end, Steve, do you have a logo or any kind of thing? Because part of your publicity will start now with the survey, right? Like this is this group and they're doing a thing. And we could slap that at the top of the survey if you want.
Yeah, or maybe David's or both or something. Yeah,
Well, we don't have a social media network logo.
But
we've got a
do I have editing privileges at all on here or not?
Let me see. I can probably give them to you.
Give it to everybody maybe. So
this is my copy of this document. I can certainly do
just do a share with editor.
So Lisa's an editor. Rowan's an editor.
Yeah, I think everybody can edit.
No, it doesn't. It allows people to view. Oh, anyone with the link can edit. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I could probably. I should actually probably switch that to commenter.
That's fine.
So then you can put a comment on the side, but you can't actually get in there and play all sorts of havoc with it.
I mean,
especially with
I
anyone
also
with the
have
link.
the original version on my thing on my computer, so I'm not going to lose it. Okay.
That's good to know. But anyway, yeah. So I've switched that to commenter. But if I actually give you editing privileges, what address should I put down, Steve?
stevedavid.us@gmail.com.
David.us
at
gmail.com.
Actually,
is that correct? Oh, there we are. You popped up. There you are. You are now an editor.
Great. Super.
Share anyway. Good.
I'll probably create havoc on the next one, but then the havoc will settle down. So.
That's
good
fine.
to hear. All right.
It's fine.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Good. All right. Look, is there anything else to say before we sign off?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. That's right.
True. Yes, indeed.
On your social media spreadsheet, any chance you could give me editing on that too?
Editing?
Yeah.
Yep. Let me do.
I just want to be able to sort of play with it. So I won't destroy it. I won't create havoc, I promise.
So you mean hang on. You mean this thing?
Social media SS thing.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
What do you mean?
Yep.
Okay. So what are you wanting to do with it, Steve?
Oh, I can't even remember. I just remember being frustrated. I was going to ask you for editing.
Okay.
I think I wanted to spread it out a little bit so I could read it more easily.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. There you are. Behave yourself.
All right, we'll do. I'll make a copy.
Cool.
All right.
All righty. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, again, thanks everybody. Thanks for participating today. I've recorded this. I'll pop it up on the social media network for others to watch. And yeah, let's get moving along with all of this stuff now.
Great.
That's great.
Nice
Have a good
talking
Christmas.
to you, gentlemen. Have a good
You
Christmas.
all.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Have a good time.